Hello dear students, welcome back in the second video which is related to the procedures in PL/SQL. In the last video I have told you about the basic definitions of the procedures and what are the various blocks of the procedure or parts of the procedure. We also talk about the parameters, three types of parameter that we can use or we can declare in our procedures. So now in this lecture we will talk about the example. We will take an example of how to create a procedure or how to use that procedure in our program or in our block. So for that, what we will do, we will go on the live prompt and we will execute an example of procedures. See, so this is the example. In this example, we want to insert some values in a table using procedure. We will create a table using SQL command. Then we will insert some values in that table using procedures. For that, we will create a procedure first, and then we will call that procedure, and then we try to see the values that will be inserted by that procedure, and then we will see all that values. So here in our first thing, what we have done, we have first created a table. For that we will use a create table command. Create table, then the name of the table, you can specify your name of the table using your variable naming rules. So here we will use the name of the table and then the name of the column we want to create in our table, then the data type, then their size. Primary key, we maintain the primary key on this id. That means every value in this id, whichever value we will insert in this value, that will remain unique and that will not be repeated again and again. So that will be unique. And then whole table or whole column can be or whole row, we can say whole row can be called using that id only. So that will be the primary key. We have applied a constraint here. Basically primary key is a constraint. So then second column is the name. It is of varchar type and the size will be 100. So we have created the table using this. So what we will do, then after that you can just run this alone and see what we will do. Control X, I'll run this command. What it will say, table created. Now if what I will do, one table is created, that will say I'll make it a comment line, because if I run it again it will say that a table is already created. So now after creating a table, what I will do, I will create a procedure to insert value. We can insert value in this table using insert command also, but here I am not using that insert command. In place of that insert command, I am creating a procedure to insert values in this table which is created by me. So now for that, what I will do, I will create a procedure, create or replace procedure, insert well. I created a procedure with name insert well, and then what this insert well will do, here these are the input output parameters I have given. You can give it here also. See here, we can give it here and you can give it in other line also. So id, it is an input parameter and it is of type number. Then name, it is also an input parameter and that is of varchar type 2. So is I want to create this procedure as a standalone procedure, so I have used is. Then begin, here I haven't declared any statement, so I don't want to use any variable, or I don't want to declare any variable. So is and begin, they both started one after the other. If I want to declare something, I have to declare it here between is and begin. And then what I have done, I have given a statement in execution part, insert into what was the name of the table. Name of the table was user8 values id and name. I want to insert id and name, two things I want to insert, and this and then here using this I can just create the C. Yeah, sorry. using this I can create this, and I can see this using this. See, yeah, procedure created. I just run that command and it said procedure created. The procedure is created to insert the values, and the name of the procedure is insert. Create and replace, you can use one thing and you can use both things. Create will create the procedure, replace will replace older procedure. So procedure is the keyword here, and insert, well, that is the name of the procedure which I want to give. So it will remain in double quotation mark, and then I'll copy all my commands whichever remains. So what I did, in the second time, here I have created the procedure. Now I want to call that procedure to insert values in my program. Begin, then insert well. Insert well was the name of the procedure. I just call the procedure, and in that what I have to do, I have to give two input values. What is one for ID and one for name, and one is of number type and one is of varchar type. What I did here, I have given an ID 167 and name as Pinky. Name is a string value, so it will remain in quotation marks. Then dbms underscore output dot put line. I want to see I want to just print here record inserted successfully. That is optional also. So here in this block I have called my procedure, and now I will after calling that procedure, I want to see that procedure is run or not. That we will see later. See, now yeah, procedure created, then statement processed, record inserted successfully, and then procedure drop. In the last step, what I said, drop the procedure. So procedure is drop. Now what we can do, we can just make it also statement. Now again, see, it is saying unique key constraint violated. Because why this happened, I run this command one time and then again I am running this command with the same input parameters, and in this here I said 167, but at 167 I said it is an ID with unique key constraint, that is primary key. So what I have to do here, I have to change the values if I want it to. Yeah, this can be remain Pinky, but here this I have to change. So I'll run it again. Now, yes, statement preset record inserted successfully. Now what I can do, I just want to see how many values I have inserted in my table. Then for that we can use the query, SQL query, select star from whatever be the name of your table. Here I have given the name to my table as, yes, user 8. I have given user 8, so I'll say user 8. This is the name of the table, so I want to use that. So, and after that I'll run it again. Again violated. I haven't changed the values in this also. So, but 167 and 169, two values I have entered, and in both values I have given Pinky. So you can also use some other values. How many times? As many times as you apply this, it will change the value or it will insert the values in your table. So you can use this again. See, I have entered three values. Now record is inserted successfully and it is not showing any key constraint value. 170 lead to 167 Pinky. So three rows created. This is the function of the procedure. It will just insert some values, or it will just update your blocks, or it will make your block to work on something, but it never calculate any value. It never calculate any calculations on your procedure. And then if you want to drop your procedure, you can simply use drop procedure interval. Drop procedure, that will be the keyword, and interval insert val will be the name of your procedure. This is user defined. Whatever name you will give to your procedure, that will be dropped. Then you can run it again, but before that you have to give it a separate id. Name can be same, but id should be different, because we have given the primary constraint to that. So after that, 4 row created and procedure dropped. So using these commands, you can create a procedure, you can use that or call that procedure, you can make your procedure to work on any command, and then you can see how it works, and then you can drop that procedure. So this is something related to a procedure, or how to create a procedure in SQL. So after creating a procedure, what we will get, that somehow procedure is same as creating of procedure is somehow related to function, because in function we have also used in and out functions, in and out parameters. We have used there the block, or we have used there the statements. So what is the difference between procedure and function? So main difference is that function will always return a value, but procedure may or may not return a value, and depending on these things, that they return a value and they may and may not return a value, procedure and function can have some different things. And procedure and function can both return data out and in out parameters. So because out parameter is also used to write something, and in and out can be writable also. So both can write data in these modes. The return statement of a procedure returns control to the calling program and cannot return a value. So what return statement will do? It will direct the control flow, but it never return a value. But in function, it will return a value. Function can be called from SQL and procedure cannot. In SQL we can create our function and call them, but procedures cannot create it. Next is functions are considered as expressions, but procedures are not. Means we can see functions as in only expressions, but procedures always will be a standalone block, or it will always control the flow of the block. So next is function mainly used to perform some calculation, which I have already told you, but procedure is used to execute certain procedure. The name itself has something to do with it, that procedure, that will tell you how to do a task. So it will execute a certain process. Function use return to return the value, while procedure use out parameter to return the value. You can relate that using your syntax. In function I have used return statement, but in procedure I haven't used return statement. So they use out parameters to do so. So this is all about the procedures and functions. Hope you understand the difference between these two, and hope you also understand how to work with procedures and functions in PL SQL. Thank you so much.